I'm William Nozak, and in this module, I'm going to talk about the fundamentals of analytics. Why do you need to know the fundamentals of analytics? Good writing, so we have a writer on our team, can't carry a content marketing strategy. You have to have feedback. You have to take a look at how the content was written and how it's performing and how people are receiving it. That's one way we need to look at analytics. Business must work harder than ever to maintain an edge over the competition. What's the competition doing? Which way are the trends? What are the buyers and their needs? How are their pain points changing? This is where we might look at Google My Business and understand some of those trends. Or we might look at the reviews of a competitor and see what people are saying they do well or don't do well. And we might look at SEO performance. How's the website and different things doing against Google algorithmic changes? And so analytics is a vital tool. There are many tools that you're going to get slices of data from. And it's going to inform the business decision makers on how they want to give you money and how they want you to invest your marketing time and your efforts on how and why their content's performing, or their strategy, the infographics, the video, the podcast, the content that's being written from the website, how it's being shared, what channels it's being shared in. The fundamentals of analytics can show a business how to turn data into actionable insights. People are consuming this content. Why are we not making more content that's like that post but doesn't walk on that post but brings more value to the people that are consuming this post, or all things about this style of topic? How can we write more things that they all work together and they don't fight one another? So analytics fundamentals: know customer trends and performance. How are we doing? How are potential buyers or potential users digesting that? What are they digesting? How can we get that in front of them? Understand product development trends, how products are changing, what's potentially coming down the pipeline that's going to affect your industry. Understand what you want to measure. This is super important. KPIs are going to change all the time, but at least get a group of KPIs and see if they're the right ones to help you understand what efforts you're doing in regard to marketing efforts, and if we need to track other things. And that's when we might move in new metrics and move out a couple of metrics that once upon a time mattered but no longer matter. Establish benchmarks. What are these expectations? The 80-20 rule. Can we get to the 80 percentile and then modify those things in real time? Email marketing is not real time. You punch out something with errors and mistakes and bad links, that can't be changed. A lot of things online can be changed. Assess your current capabilities. What is our CMO's skill set? What is our marketing manager's skill set? What is our web developer skill set? Our social media manager's skill set? Our marketers or advertisers' skill sets? What are the skill sets of the team? How can we use this to move the needle forward to get more clicks, leads, and sales? And then deploy a marketing analytics tool. We're going to need many tools. It's not one tool. It's Google Analytics. It's Ahrefs, SEMrush, Screaming Frog to make sure that the website's crawlable and doing the right things. Tools.pingdom, GT Metrics, Google Search Console, Google Analytics from our AdWords or Google AdWords, Google Keyword Planner, Google My Business. There's Facebook Analytics, Facebook Marketing Business Analytics, so many different sets, and that's why we oftentimes will aggregate that into a data studio so we can look at multiple data points in one dashboard and just flip through the screens, pick the dates. Many tools you will use. Know customer trends and preferences. Analytics are perfect for providing data-driven insights into customer actions and activities. What are they doing? What do we think they're going to be doing? What do we think the needs are going to be in the future as technology changes and people's needs change? So use analytics to gain deeper understandings behind the needs and wants of the target audience, surveying, watching the reviews, seeing how your customers that you love buy, use, and stay with your company. If not, we need to modify our product. Understand product development trends. Use insights to improve your product and service. Change the way it's talked about. Change the way we label it or what we call it. And the business is going to have greater appeal to better buying pockets. And so to the current customers, are the current customers that we want? Is it a stepping stool to the current customers that we want or to the future customers that we want? That's okay. The customers that got us to where we're at are not oftentimes the customers that are going to get us to that next place. That's reality. Same thing with our team. The team that got us here isn't always the team that we need to get us to where the business is trying to go. But we need to understand where we are and where we're going. Understand what you want to measure. And so do we want to measure different things in analytics, and what are those things? And then we actively talk about them. Track them. What direction are they going? Data changes all the time. When a business is seasonal, information in June is going to be different from May and December. So understanding year over year, how are we doing year over year? How are we doing in that quarter? How are we doing in this month versus last month, if that's applicable? So make sure there's a purpose behind all marketing activities. It's not just I'm working on these things. It's what is the end goal or the end purpose of that? How's that going to move the needle forward? And so we want to be informed with metrics that inform us on these things that we're doing. And then have benchmarks. If we can find benchmarks in the industry, if we can get a hold of benchmarks of our competitors, if we can get in a group that helps us to understand benchmarks that are applicable to our business, our industry, our niche, and then use those benchmarks to say, how do we become better? How do we get better sales percentages? How do we turn more leads to sales? How do we turn more of the high quality leads that we want and close more of those deals? And so we want to set benchmarks. It's going to help us to track our goals, to make sure we're driving the business in the right direction over time. And then we're going to assess our current capabilities. You don't have unlimited capabilities. You don't have people that are good at everything. If they're good at everything, it is not true. They are good at nothing. And so you may have someone that's good at several really, really good things, but they cannot be good at everything. It's not possible. So whatever they're great at, whatever they can drive forward for the business, that's really what we want to have them measure, and then use other people that are great at those things to move that whole marketing thing forward. You're going to have to spend money to have great people in every position. But sometimes we use what we have to get to the next place of revenue so that we can add more capability to the team and make sure we're filling that in appropriately. So we want to do an audit to discover any weak areas, what we need next, what we have, content gaps. Do we have great writers but not great proofers? Do we have great proofers but not great writers? Do we have great content but we don't have a great person to publish it to the website, that doesn't have a great visual eye, that doesn't understand our brand guide, doesn't follow our brand guide? Do we have great branders but we don't have great content writers? Do we have great people that know how to understand our analytics and where the needle is moving, but no one to make content? Do we have a great ads team, but we're not pushing the SEO needle forward? Do we have a great social media person, but they don't understand how to look at the analytics to see what they're doing is good, and they don't really have any great content to push down those channels? And we're not using the entire pipeline together with email marketing and ads. And so there's going to be gaps in your capabilities. Use what you have to push the needle forward. So develop a marketing analytic tool, right? Data Studio is great. Analytics is great. Search Console is great. And these different tools are going to give us specialized information and slice it and differentiate it differently. We certainly don't compare data from one against the other. We compare data in one against data in one of other businesses if we have that data. And same tool, other competitors against your business. We don't compare them. It's apples versus oranges. It doesn't slice and present that information the same. So we want to use tools properly and use as many tools as we can get our hands on and truly use well. So that's the fundamentals of analytics. If you need to go back and watch that, go back now. If not, I'll see you in the next module.